Hi, this is Gwen Foster. I want to talk about thyroid health, and I think thyroid is probably the most misunderstood of all the body functions and systems, especially having to do with Western medicine. And I want to talk about endocrinology a little bit and understanding thyroid. There's two men that I know personally. One of them was one of my instructors for endocrinology. His name is Dr. Datis Karazian. And the other guy is not another man, not the other guy. His name is Dr. Mark Starr. They both wrote books on what they refer to as type 2 hypothyroidism, which is when you have many of the symptoms of low thyroid, but your doctor or your lab say your thyroid's fine. So I want to first talk about why that's happening. When you draw blood and they take your blood from here and they're checking like T3, T4, or TSH, what they've just determined is, does your body have that thyroid hormone? Either did you produce it or did you get it from your Cytomel, Synthroid, Armor, or whatever you're doing, or maybe naturally. But there's a lot of things that does not check. First of all, those free hormones have to go through the liver, which is over here, and they have to be converted into usable form. And then they have to be uptaken here by the thyroid receptor sites. There's a whole lot that goes wrong with the liver, especially with liver congestion, gallbladder issues, and conversion. And then there's a lot more that goes wrong here, because if someone has the old amalgam fillings in their mouth or any metals in their mouth, it blocks the thyroid receptor sites. The thyroid looks like a cross, and it's literally right here at the bottom of your throat. And there's 4 receptor sites, and if those receptor sites are blocked by heavy metals in your mouth, you are not going to uptake thyroid hormones like a person who does not have heavy metals. The other thing that can go wrong is food allergies. If you're eating something like wheat, dairy, soy, or corn, or something that may be an allergen for you, then that also will block those thyroid receptor sites. That's referred to as like thyroiditis or Hashimoto's. So a simple 3-panel thyroid test, in my opinion, is basically useless. And most doctors do the 3-panel thyroid. Sometimes they do a 1-panel thyroid, and they, as experts, tell their patients that they're fine, and they're not fine. I think that it's really misunderstood, and also I think in my own experience, a lot of times the insurance won't pay for the more comprehensive test. There's actually an 8-panel thyroid that some people call an extensive thyroid panel or comprehensive thyroid panel, and it tests for TSH, T3, T4, FTI, reverse T3, T3 uptake, and antithyroid globulin and TPO antibodies. This is an 8-panel thyroid, and it measures not only did your thyroid get produced, but did it get through the conversion process and did it get uptaken? If you don't have that thyroid panel, then I would say it's just pointless to go by the 1, 2, or 3-panel thyroid. The problem is the cost. So I personally went to the lab yesterday, and I had the labs drawn for the extensive thyroid at Any Lab Test Now in Houston, and it did cost me $250. But if you went to Quest or LabCorp, it would cost you over $1,000 for that panel. Most insurance deems that those panels, the comprehensive panels, is medically not necessary, so they won't pay for them. And most people don't want to shell out $1,000 for a lab test on their own. But then they can be suffering for many, 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 many years. And there's a lot of conditions, I think, that have to do with low thyroid. Two that I deal with all the time is chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia. There was a study done by someone that I know very well named Dr. Roger Murphy that said over 80% of people suffering from chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia have low thyroid. You know, the common symptoms are hard to lose weight, hair loss, and things like that, but also mood disorders, anxiety, depression, sleep issues. But there's lots and lots of issues that have to do with low thyroid, not just those common ones that everybody thinks about. Somebody can be a thin runway model and have low thyroid. One way you can physically tell is they're usually running around somewhere like Houston in 100-degree weather with like a summer sweater on, or they always carry a jacket or sweater with them. I'm telling you, that is not normal when it's 100 degrees outside. Also, if you take your oral temperature and it's under 98 degrees, that's a really good indication that you probably have thyroid troubles and need thyroid support. There's 2 products that I recommend a lot that work great for my clients. One of them is this bovine thyroid by NutriMeds. The other one is GTA Forte 2. If you want more information on ordering these products, please let me know. The information is below this video. One thing that I ask people as far as dosage goes is to give me a 5-day temperature log, AM and PM for 5 days. So you do it oral, and it can't be the forehead one or the ear temperature. And also it should be like as soon as you wake up or in the evening when you haven't done something to artificially change your temperature, such as a hot shower, exercise, come in from gardening, had hot or cold food or hot or cold drink. So you basically want to take your temperature when you've just been kind of sitting around for an hour or just woke up in the morning. That's the best time to take your temperature to find out. There's some really good websites. I think one is called Stop the Thyroid Madness. That's been around forever, but there's lots of good websites, and you can also, well, at least I highly recommend Dr. Mark Starr's book on type 2 hypothyroidism or Dr. Datis Karazian's book to learn more. And I think the more you learn more to educate yourself about your own body, the better. All right, thanks for watching.